We organised training for trainers for a group of regional resource people in the region, and we were tasked with helping them to look at some of the skills that they will need to spread the word about good practices in child protection. We had a very lively group of people, and we felt we were very lucky because we were able to draw on a lot of expertise from that particular group.
This training of trainers course involved a lot of activities, quite a lot in small groups where we mixed people from the different countries. The course was conducted in English, so it was easier for us in terms of language, quite hard work for all the participants who were working in a second language, but nevertheless people worked in English, and that was very effective. And so we had group activity. The training focused on skill development, so we did not have a lot of lectures or input from the front. There was a small amount of that, but there was group activities, pairs and in threes, and we looked at various aspects of training, but also mentoring and coaching. So we were introducing a range of skills, and the overall title actually of the course was Building Skills in Training and Consultancy.
We worked with the group on the first day to try and firm up what we actually meant by skills. So the group did some work and came up with a self-assessment inventory of the skills that they felt they needed for their work. The second day we moved more into topic-driven activities. So we were looking at, for example, role-playing certain situations between Ian and myself. We looked at the steps of developing training courses. We looked at evaluation and some of the issues there. We also spent some time asking the groups to think about how they would develop a project brief if they wanted to ask for a particular activity to happen in their country. And we asked them to develop a project proposal. Now this was quite an interesting aspect of this group because we will be meeting the group again in about 8 weeks' time, and we've asked them to do some work between the groups. So they will be working on project proposals, they will be working on training activities, and hopefully they will keep up the connections that they made through the course. I think Ian and I were quite impressed by that, and maybe Ian wants to talk a bit about the connections that were made and the networks.
Okay. One of the activities that was part of the programme was actually over the lunch and the coffee breaks, where each person had to meet each other person on the course, a total of 21 people on this course, and find out some area of common interest, professional interest, and give a very short report back. So we were trying to maximise the opportunities for people to meet each other purposefully, and but also to be accountable. So we required people to report on what they'd done, and it's a very easy task on one level, but I think this was typical of the course, that there was a lot of interactions, tasks, but also people had to feed back. And that's one of the themes that the participants, they have given good evaluations at the end, that we required them to give feedback to each other on various tasks and activities in the group, and to write down the feedback, both positive and areas of weakness or areas for development. So the group found that quite challenging at first, but eventually found it valuable. So we were really practicing key skills in social service work, both for training and in working with children and families, that we need to be able to learn from our work with the help of supervision, another topic that we covered. But we certainly practiced feedback, and I think that was an important area of learning.
Yes, and one of the other things that we asked people to do was to do some work before the course, so that they knew that the concept of the course would be about deliberate practice and deliberate thinking. And we have to be very careful, I think, when we do some of these things, but the course participants were committed to the course. They took part in all of the activities we asked for, and as a trainer myself, I certainly felt very privileged to be working with such a group of committed people.